Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we are taking a deep dive into one of the most intriguing coins from the 1960s, the Washington quarter dollar from 1967. This year has captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters because of viral stories claiming that a rare 1967 quarter could be worth as much as $1.8 million. It sounds unbelievable, but it has sent people running to search through boxes, jars, and old family coin collections. So in this video, we are going to explore the true history of the 1967 quarter, what gives certain examples real value, why this coin is more interesting than most people think, and where the $1.8 million rumor actually came from. Let's start with the backstory. The Washington quarter has been part of American life since 1932, originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design remained unchanged for decades, and by the time 1967 arrived, the country was going through major changes in its coinage. Just 2 years earlier, in 1965, the United States Mint had completely removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters. Instead of 90% silver, the coins were now struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was done to address a nationwide silver shortage, and it marked a major turning point in American coinage history. During this time, the government also made a temporary decision to remove mint marks from coins. That means quarters from 1967 do not have a P, D, or S mint mark. The reason was to discourage people from hoarding coins and to keep the economy moving. Because of this policy, all 1967 quarters looked the same in terms of mint mark, and more than 1 billion were produced for circulation. This makes the typical 1967 quarter extremely common today. A circulated 1967 quarter, the kind most people find in jars or drawers, is generally worth face value. But that does not mean all of them are worthless. Certain examples can be worth far more when they fall into rare categories like high grades or dramatic mint errors. Condition is the first major factor. A small number of 1,967 quarters were set aside before entering circulation. These coins have sharp details, strong luster, and almost no marks or scratches. When one of these is professionally graded at very high levels, such as MS 67 or MS 68, it becomes a standout rarity. These high-grade coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars because finding such pristine condition from a high mintage year is extremely difficult. The second major factor is mint errors. Error coins occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, and they can transform an ordinary coin into a valuable collectible. On the 1967 quarter, collectors look for off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die breaks, wrong planchet errors, and coins struck through foreign objects. Some of these errors are minor, but others can be dramatic and visually striking, and those can command very strong prices depending on rarity. Now let's address the viral claim that a 1967 Washington quarter is worth $1.8 million. Over the years, social media, online articles, and sensational videos have circulated dramatic price claims for modern coins. The 1967 quarter became one of the coins swept up in this wave of exaggerated stories. However, there has never been a verified sale of a 1967 quarter anywhere close to that price. The rumor probably came from confusion with extremely rare coins from other years, misunderstandings of auction listings, or simple viral clickbait that exaggerated the value to grab attention. While a $1.8 million $1,967 quarter is a myth, there are still real treasures to be found. Some 1967 quarters with dramatic mint errors have sold for large amounts. Some high-grade examples have earned strong prices at auction. And for collectors, the excitement comes from knowing that hidden gems exist even in ordinary-looking coins from a common year. If you want to check your own 1967 quarter, begin with the overall condition. Look for strong shine, minimal marks, and crisp details on Washington's portrait. Examine the lettering and numbers closely for signs of doubling. Inspect the rim carefully for clips or irregular thickness. Look at the alignment of the strike to see if the design is centered or noticeably shifted. Any unusual characteristic could point to a valuable error. Even a small irregularity can make a big difference, especially from a year when mint marks were deliberately removed. The 1967 Washington quarter is an important part of American coin history, representing a time of major changes in materials, minting practices, and national policy. While the famous $1.8 million rumor makes for an exciting headline, the true value of this coin comes from condition, rarity, and the unique minting errors that slipped through during a busy era at the United States Mint. And it is this possibility of finding something special in a coin that millions of people have touched that keeps collectors searching day after day. So keep checking your change, keep exploring your old coin jars, and always stay curious. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, subscribe, and join me next time as we uncover more hidden treasures in the world of collectible coins. If you want, I can create a shorter version, a more dramatic version, or a version tailored to your channel's voice. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a deep dive into one of the most talked about modern coins in circulation, the Washington quarter dollar from 1993 with the P mint mark. This coin has sparked massive interest online because of viral claims that a rare 1993 P quarter could be worth as much as $1.4 million. People have been searching through jars, drawers, and pockets trying to find the legendary $1 million quarter. So in this video, we are going to explore the real history behind the coin, the facts about its value, and the truth behind the $1.4 million rumor. Let's start with where this coin comes from. The Washington quarter has been an essential part of American currency since 1932, created to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. John Flanagan's portrait of Washington became the face of the quarter for decades. By the time 1993 arrived, this design had circulated for more than 60 years. The Philadelphia Mint produced the 1993 P quarter, striking hundreds of millions of them for everyday use. These coins were meant for circulation, not for special collector sets, and because of this, most of them were handled roughly and show signs of wear today. With such a high mintage, the average 1993 P quarter is extremely common. If you have one that's been circulating for years, it's most likely worth 25 cents. But as any collector knows, the true value of a coin is not always in the date itself. Sometimes the treasure is hidden in the details, the condition, or the mistakes made during the minting process. The first factor that can dramatically increase value is condition. A small number of 1993 P quarters were never circulated and remain in pristine condition. These untouched coins, when professionally graded, can achieve high mint state grades like MS 67 or MS 68. These grades are extremely rare for high mintage modern quarters because of the way they were stored, transported, and handled. A top quality example can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, simply because perfect coins from this year are incredibly hard to find. The second major factor is mint errors. Error coins happen when something goes wrong during the coin striking process, and collectors are always searching for dramatic and unusual mistakes. On the 1993 P quarter, valuable errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, and coins struck on the wrong type of metal planchet. Minor errors might add a little value, but major, eye-catching errors can sell for large amounts depending on rarity and visual appeal. Now let's talk about the claim that a 1993 P quarter is worth $1.4 million. Over the past few years, social media posts, online videos, and viral memes have suggested that certain modern quarters have sold for incredible prices. The 1993 P quarter is one of the coins swept up in this wave of exaggerated claims. However, there has never been a verified auction sale of a 1993 P quarter for anything close to $1.4 million. The rumor likely comes from confusion with other rare coins, misread auction listings, or simple clickbait designed to get attention. Even though the $1.4 million price tag is a myth, the 1993 P quarter still has real potential if you find the right one. A flawless, high-grade piece certified by a major grading company can bring in hundreds or sometimes more. A dramatic mint error can push the value even higher. And for collectors, the thrill of finding a valuable coin in everyday change is part of what makes the hobby so exciting. If you want to examine your own 1993 P quarter, start by checking the overall condition. Look for strong luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear. Inspect Washington's hair, the letters in the word Liberty, and the date for any signs of doubling. Examine the rim for clipped edges, weak spots, or unusual shapes. Check whether the design is centered correctly or shifted to one side. Even a subtle error can add value. The 1993 P. Washington quarter is a perfect reminder that even modern coins can hold hidden surprises. While the $1 million rumor captures the imagination, the true value lies in rarity, condition, and minting anomalies. And the possibility that a rare gem could be hiding in your pocket change is what keeps collectors inspecting every coin they find. So keep looking, keep learning, and never underestimate the coins you come across. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and join me in the next video as we uncover more mysteries and hidden treasures in the world of collectible coins. If you want, I can also create a shorter version, a more dramatic version, a suspenseful opening hook, or a version tailored to your channel's style and audience. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about coins from the 1980s, the Washington quarter dollar from 1981 with the P mint mark. This coin has sparked viral posts, unbelievable price rumors, and endless curiosity, including the popular claim floating around the internet that a single 1981 P quarter is worth up to $1.2 million. So in this video, we are going to explore the history behind this coin, the real value, what makes certain examples valuable, and why so many collectors believe there could be a hidden treasure sitting inside everyday pocket change. Let's begin with the history. The Washington quarter has been an American icon since 1932, originally created to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Sculptor John Flanagan designed the portrait that remained on the coin for decades, and by 1981, the quarter was already nearly 50 years into American circulation. That year, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Washington quarters for daily use. The 1981 P quarter was not created as a special collectible coin. It was made for regular circulation, used in phones, vending machines, parking meters, and everyday transactions. Because the mintage was high, most 1981 P quarters are extremely common today. A worn example still spins for 25 cents. However, as every coin collector knows, common coins sometimes hide uncommon surprises. Even a regular date like 1981 can become valuable when the right combination of rarity, condition, or mint error appears. This is where the real value comes in. With the 1981 P quarter, the biggest price jumps come from extremely high-grade specimens, meaning coins that were never circulated, never scratched, and preserved in almost perfect condition. Because these coins were mass-produced, they were tossed into bags, fed through counting machines, and traveled roughly before entering circulation. Almost none survive in flawless condition. A tiny number have been professionally graded at the highest levels, and those can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Then there are the mint errors. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin striking process. On 1981 P quarters, collectors hunt for dramatic off-center strikes, double denominations, double dies, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and any unusual irregularity that makes a coin stand out from the rest. Some of these eye-catching errors are extremely valuable and can sell for significant amounts, depending on the severity and rarity. So how did the million-plus rumor start? Over time, stories have circulated online claiming that an ultra-rare 1981 P quarter sold or could sell for $1.2 million. These viral stories often spread from coin blogs, social media posts, or misunderstandings about rare coin auctions. While the 1981 P quarter itself has never been documented to sell for that amount, the rumor exploded across the internet because people love the idea of finding a life-changing treasure in their spare change. It is the dream of discovering a modern coin with the power to make someone instantly wealthy. Even though the $1.2 million claim is a myth, there is still genuine value to be found. A top-grade 1981 P quarter, especially one graded at MS 67 or higher, can be a serious prize. Exceptional examples sometimes reach impressive auction prices because perfection in a coin that was never supposed to be collected is extremely rare. Add a dramatic mint error to the mix, and the value can climb even higher. If you want to check your own 1981 P quarter, here's what to look for. Start with the mint mark. The P is located on the front of the coin next to Washington's ponytail. Examine the surfaces carefully. You want bright luster, sharp details, and no visible wear. Look closely at the lettering, the date, and the word Liberty for signs of doubling. Inspect the rim for clips or odd shapes. Check the entire design for off-center strikes or distorted features. Even a small mint error can give the coin value beyond what you expect. The 1981 P. Washington quarter is a perfect example of why coin hunting is so exciting. A coin that seems common and ordinary can turn out to be a rare gem under the right circumstances. While it may not reach the famous $1.2 million rumor, high-grade or error examples can still be worth real money, and the thrill of the search keeps collectors coming back year after year. So keep checking your pocket change, keep learning, and stay curious, because treasures don't only exist in the distant past. Sometimes they are hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for the next video where we explore more rare coins and the incredible stories behind them. If you want, I can also write a shorter version, a dramatic version, a beginner-friendly version, or a version designed for TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about modern coins in circulation, the Washington quarter dollar from 1994 with the P mint mark. This coin has become the center of rumors, questions, and unbelievable price claims, including the viral idea that a single 1994 P quarter has sold or could sell for over $1.1 million. So today we are breaking down the truth, the history, the real value, and why so many collectors are searching through their pocket change hoping to find one of these coins. Let's start with the history. The Washington quarter has been an American classic since 1932. It was originally introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. currency. By 1994, the quarter had already been circulating for over 6 decades, and the Philadelphia Mint was producing hundreds of millions of them each year. In fact, the 1994 P quarter is a high mintage coin, with well over 1 billion examples struck for everyday use. Most of these coins were never meant to be valuable collectibles. They were simply made for daily transactions, vending machines, and pocket change. But here is where the story gets interesting. Even though the 1994 P is a common coin, collectors have discovered a few rare varieties and high-grade examples that can change the entire value of a coin that normally isn't worth more than 25 cents. The real value in these coins comes from condition, mint errors, and certified grades. A regular 1994 P quarter in circulated condition is usually worth face value. But uncirculated coins, especially those graded at the highest levels by professional grading services, can command serious attention. A perfect grade, something like MS 68 or MS 69, is incredibly rare because these coins were mass-produced and handled roughly by counting machines, bags, and storage bins. When a modern coin achieves an almost flawless grade, its rarity shoots up instantly. Some of these high-grade examples have sold for impressive sums, reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Not because the date itself is rare, but because the condition is nearly impossible to find. And then there are the errors. A dramatic mint error on a 1994 P quarter, such as an off-center strike, a double die, a clipped planchet, or a broad strike error, can raise the value far beyond face value. Some of the most extreme errors can reach into the thousands, depending on how unusual and eye-catching they are. So where does the million-dollar story come from? Over the years, rumors spread online claiming that a 1994 P Washington quarter sold for $1.1 million, or that one day a special version of it could be worth that amount. These stories often come from viral posts, misread auction listings, or confusion with other rare coins that have actually sold for huge prices. While the 1994 P quarter itself has never been documented to sell for $1.1 million, the idea caught fire because people love the thought of finding a life-changing treasure hidden in everyday pocket change. And the truth is, even though the million-dollar claim is a myth, the search is still worth it. Because there really are 1994 P quarters that can be worth far more than 25 cents. If you find one in pristine mint state condition, you might be looking at a coin worth hundreds. If you find a dramatic mint error, you could be holding a coin worth thousands. And if you submit it for grading and it receives a top-tier mark, the value can jump even higher. This is why collectors pay close attention to coins that seem ordinary. Hidden gems are out there, and the excitement of the hunt is what makes coin collecting such a rewarding hobby. If you want to check your own 1994 P quarter, here's what you should look for. Start with the condition. Sharp details, original luster, and no scratches or where are the signs of a high-grade coin. Next, inspect the lettering and the date carefully, looking for doubling or strange distortions. Check the rim for clips or irregularities, and look at the overall strike to see if it appears off-center or unusually wide. Even a small error could be worth your time. In the end, the Washington quarter from 1994 with the P mint mark is a fascinating reminder that even modern coins can hold surprises. While the million-dollar rumor makes great headlines, the real world of coin collecting is built on rarity, condition, and attention to detail. And sometimes, the thrill of discovering a valuable coin in your own pocket is worth more than any story you read online. Keep checking your change, keep learning, and keep exploring the world of coins. You never know what you might find next. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, subscribe, and join me in the next video where we uncover more hidden treasures in the world of numismatics. If you'd like, I can also create a shorter version of the script, a more dramatic storytelling style, an intro hook or thumbnail text, a version written to match your channel's voice. Just tell me what you want. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are jumping into one of the most talked about modern quarters circulating in the United States, the Washington quarter dollar from 1997 with the D mint mark. This coin has become the center of attention because of viral online posts claiming that a rare 1997 D quarter could be worth up to $1.3 million. It sounds unbelievable, but it has captured the curiosity of collectors and non-collectors all over the world. So in this video, we are going to explore the real history behind the coin, what gives certain examples value, and why the rumor of a $1 million+ quarter has spread so wildly. Let's start with its origins. The Washington quarter has been part of American life since 1932, originally minted to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. John Flanagan's portrait of Washington became the face of the series, and it remained on the quarter for decades. By the time 1997 arrived, this design had already circulated for 65 years. The Denver Mint was responsible for striking the 1997 D quarter, and like most modern circulating coins, it was produced in massive numbers. Over 600 million examples were struck, and they were intended for everyday use, not special collector sets. Because the 1997 D quarter was made in such high quantities, most of them are extremely common. If you pull one from your change today, its normal value is 25 cents. But here is where coin collecting becomes exciting. Common coins can hide rare conditions, unusual features, or striking mistakes that turn them from ordinary pocket change into valuable collectibles. Condition is the first key. A 1997 D quarter that has been sitting in circulation for years will show wear, scratches, and dulling. But a small number of these coins were never circulated, never damaged, and remain in pristine condition. When these untouched coins are graded professionally, the highest grades, like MS 67 or MS 68, become extremely rare. These top-grade coins can sell for impressive amounts, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars because perfection in high-mintage modern coins is very difficult to find. Then we have the world of mint errors. Error coins are created when something goes wrong during the minting process. With the 1997 D quarter, collectors search for dramatic off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and any unusual imperfections caused at the mint. Some of these mistakes are minor and only worth a few dollars, but others can be dramatic and rare, and those can climb into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity and visual impact of the error. And now, the big question. Where did the $1.3 million story come from? Over the past few years, the internet has been filled with wild posts claiming that certain modern quarters, including the 1997 D, have sold for astronomical prices. These stories usually come from viral social media posts, misunderstood auction listings, or confusion with extremely rare coins from other years. The 1997 D quarter has never sold for $1.3 million in any verified auction. But the idea spread quickly because people love the thought of discovering a valuable treasure in a handful of change. The dream of finding $1 million coin in your kitchen drawer is something anyone can relate to. Even though the million-plus value is a myth, there is still real money hidden in some 1997 D quarters. A flawless, high-grade example certified by a major grading company can absolutely sell for serious money. A dramatic mint error can also bring higher prices. And the excitement of finding one of these scarce examples is what keeps the hobby alive and growing. If you want to check your own 1997 D quarter, here are the signs to look for. Start with the surface. A valuable coin will have extremely sharp details, strong luster, and no scratches or wear. Examine Washington's hair, the word Liberty, and the eagle or state design depending on the quarter's variety. Look closely for doubling in the lettering or numbers. Inspect the rim for clip marks or irregular shapes. Check whether the strike is perfectly centered or noticeably shifted. Any of these characteristics may indicate a valuable coin. The 1997 D Washington quarter is a perfect example of why coin collecting is so interesting. Even a coin that millions of people have touched can still hold rare treasures within the series. While the famous $1.3 million rumor makes for exciting stories, the true value comes from understanding condition, rarity, and minting anomalies. And the thrill of discovering something special in your pocket change is what keeps collectors searching day after day to keep your eyes open. Keep checking your change, and never assume a coin is worthless until you take a closer look. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and join me again as we explore more rare coins, surprising values, and the hidden stories behind the money we use every day. If you want, I can also create a shorter version, a more dramatic version, a version with a strong hook, or a script customized to your channel style.